5 at 6:03 p.m. Present tonight, I have Councilwoman Barton, Councilman Carn, Councilman McComber, Councilman Wadman, Councilman Wilden. So we do have a quorum. Councilman Wadman volunteered for our invocation, and Councilwoman Barton will lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Our Father in heaven, we truly are grateful for this opportunity to be here this day in our country, in the city that we live and we serve and are served. We are grateful for those that work for the city, that serve us both in public works and in safety and in fire, and we are grateful for their dedication. We thank you for the staff and for their preparedness for this meeting, and for the council and those that will go through the events tonight. We are grateful for all this and the freedoms that we have, our Father in heaven, and ask you to bless us this day and bless this country, bless those that lead us, bless those that support us. And we say these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand and recite the pledge with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, public input. Time has been set aside for the public to express ideas, concerns, and comments for subject matter not listed as a public hearing tonight. If you're here for the budget amendments or amendment to secondary and drinking water impact fees or the loan from the State Infrastructure Bank, please hold your comments for the public hearing. Public hearing time is limited to no more than 15 minutes. Please limit comments to 3 minutes. Please avoid repetitive comments, and please be respectful in your comments. Is anybody here for public input? If you'd come up to the podium and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Diane Bradshaw. My address is 1588 Abigail Lane, Eagle Mountain. I don't remember what your other question.
Nope, that's it. Name and address.
And no repetitive comments. I remember that part. So I will try and be brief. I am excited to announce that I am the ambassador for the Ruth, which is the new Hale Center that's out in Pleasant Grove, that's on the doTERRA campus. And I'm doing this on a voluntary basis. My area is Saratoga Springs, and so I'm excited to be able to serve you and your residents and to be able to give more information on how the ambassador program works with the Hale Center, and also to be able to help you in turn pass out and give more information on the programs and the awesome opportunities we have for your citizens in Saratoga Springs. So I don't know if any of you have had a chance to go to the new Hale Center. It just opened in January on the 4th. It is a $55 million facility, so a lot of money out in Pleasant Grove. But we have already passed out over 6,500 vouchers. In November alone, I passed out to all the Saratoga Springs schools, both the middle schools, high school, the public schools, the private schools, and the home schools. I passed out probably 300 or 400 vouchers. And those are meant for both the teachers, the student, however they wanted to use those vouchers, just a way to say thank you. So I'm also doing a campaign right now with Westlake High School, and we're passing out 50 vouchers to students to go and see Jersey Boys. And then I also, as you might be aware, I've passed out with Ann, Elise, and also with Tina, vouchers that you all can hand out to however you feel comfortable in Saratoga Springs. So we're just trying to get word out. Those of you that might be in theater or know, it's a wonderful way to get your community involved. It's great for kids, great for students, great for teachers, people in drama, theater, and I'm just really excited to help you out with that. Any questions?
You have a comment, Councilman McComber?
Yeah, just a quick comment. Have you thought of maybe having a booth at Splash Days?
Yes, I'm actually, thank you for putting that on record. Okay. We're working on it, and I'm planning to do that and any other activity. I have a printout of the different activities I'll have. And if you can, any feedback would be great on how I can get the word out to the community and get people excited and enthused to go to the theater would be great.
Well, and even our festival, our spring festival, we have the
that.
egg search,
Yeah.
even vouchers in there. And like
Annalise is on it.
Yeah, we can use it as sponsor. That's great. And then also, if you have if you can get it through Annalisa, but I would love it if they had like packages, like marketing packages, like images and things that then I could then share and, reshare and that kind of thing, because I think it is important. It is the closest theater for Saratoga Springs. And I'm really impressed that the organization is reaching out to the neighboring cities and allowing the benefit to not just be for Pleasant Grove and allow it to be for our residents as well. So I think it is justifiable to promote and that I can reshare and I can do some things as well with my network. But thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I love that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, those are great ideas.
Councilman Carn?
Yeah, I'm on the same lines. I thought how cool it would be for the show running at the time to be in the parade. Yeah.
Good idea. Splash Days?
Yeah,
parade?
at their Splash
Okay,
Days
yeah.
parade.
Great idea.
That's Saturday.
Yeah, and then I was curious if you have the ability to track your adoption rate on the amount of vouchers you've handed out to see who's
If you look at
actually.
your voucher, my number is 14 on the bottom right-hand corner of
I
those
saw that.
vouchers. That's Saratoga Springs. So any of the, we have a certain night for Westlake there, April 4th, I believe, where it's just, again, it's for 50 students to be able to go, and it's for students that get those tickets. So if you know people in Westlake High, April 4th, and those are posted with the drama, band, and orchestra, as I think where I posted those at.
Okay.
Sorry, and I think I deviated from your.
So do you know what your adoption rate is? Like if you've handed out,
We've just started.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
But they will be able to.
Yeah, they'll ask you when you call in for those vouchers to ask what the number is in the bottom right, and again, that's Saratoga. So they will be tracking, and yeah, the more that those can be used, the better. Obviously, they're going to show support from Saratoga Springs, and they'll be able to in turn
Yeah, I'd love to see,
give more.
be able to put that number towards something else. If we've got a 20% adoption rate or an 80% adoption rate, that could show us interest in other programming.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Sorry, one more thought, Annalisa. A Monday Fun Day. If they had, some of their performers who aren't performing that day, maybe it's a second cast or something, and they came and did some highlights. I mean, that could be pretty cool, because we haven't really done much musical theater at our Fun Days in the past, but.
Yeah, that's at Neptune. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
that'd be
those are on
great.
Mondays, right? And we have a farmer's market now, so
Market.
it's a lot bigger, we get a lot bigger attendance, and so it could be a great marketing opportunity.
Okay, and that starts in June, correct?
Right after Splash Days, yeah.
We'll talk, okay. 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 Okay, sounds good. Yeah, yeah, again, I'm excited to support Saratoga Springs, and you'll, I believe, have my contact information if you think of anything in the future. Like I say, I'm excited to work out here, and hopefully we can support them and in turn support our residents and our community.
Councilman Wadman?
Oh, sorry.
So with the opening in Pleasant Grove, is the one in Orem, is that? It's
closed.
It's closed, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I went to see the Christmas Carol there for the last time on December
Yeah.
30th.
Needed to close.
It
Yeah.
needed to close.
It's
yes.
still a sentimental place. so-
Oh, no, that's
yeah,
why.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
I went to the Carol too,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
because it was.
Yeah, and talking earlier with Representative Karn, he's going to show a picture later of when he was 7 years old, so just ask him about that later, and he's was on the lap of, yes,
She was serving her mission in Nauvoo.
yeah, so we're waiting for the picture of proof, so. But yeah, I'm excited, like I say, it's a great opportunity, and hopefully we can support the theater arts and Saratoga Springs.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, I will close the public input. Thanks. Normally, we don't dialogue during public input, but we appreciate you entertaining our questions this evening. Next, we have recognition of Aspen Rally as recipient of the Kindest Kid in America Award.
So the Kindest Kid in America Award was founded by Jessica Hansen in September 2024, or excuse me, Jessie Hansen. Jessie stated that her goal with this award is to recognize children making a difference in school and through celebrating these kids. And her goal is through that to inspire all kids to learn the skill of kindness. Aspen Rowley of Saratoga Springs is one of the first recipients of this award in the nation, and she's the second award winner in the state of Utah. While speaking at Aspen's award ceremony, Jessie encouraged the kids to be kind by helping them understand that if each kid in the school did 7 kind things, big or small, that they could have over 1,000 kind things done in their school in a short amount of time. And so we're just excited to recognize Aspen and her achievement of this award.
So I had a chance to go and sit with Aspen when she received this award, and she's got a cool little book that they made that kind of tells her story.
That's right.
Yeah, it is really cool.
There it is.
So,
Can we look at that? Will you pass the line up here if you care? Let's take a
Okay.
quick look at it.
perfect. Councilwoman McComber?
Well, one, congratulations. I have not heard of this. That's so cool. I looked down, I was like, when I was reviewing my packet, I looked down, I'm like, kindest kid, that's so cool. I really do believe that kindness really does play a huge part in our country, and we need to be more kind, and better than to have our youth being good examples of that. So I appreciate that very much. And I'll get your contact information maybe through Annalisa. There's an organization in Texas that I think would love to talk to you, because they have some programs that they do, and an American award recipient. So they do a whole thing around kindness and these packets and kits and things they do, and it's pretty amazing nonprofit organization, and I think they'd really like to talk to you. So congratulations.
Councilman Wadman?
Aspen, it's nice to meet you. Any words of wisdom? That oftentimes we look to older people for wisdom, but I'm looking to you for words of wisdom. Do you have anything for us?
I think kindness isn't about winning an award. It's about the feeling you get when you give kindness. It's contagious. It's like a chain reaction machine. It happens to you. It happens to someone else. It's really awesome.
Thank you very much. Very well said.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming. As soon as Councilman Wadman's done, we'll get your book back. I had a chance to listen to him read it at the school. It was great.
Very well illustrated. It's a beautiful book.
So thank you very much. And thank you, Mom, for bringing her. Okay, reports from the council. Oh, Councilman McComber?
We had a ribbon cutting last week, and I was able to attend on behalf of the city. I'm glad that I was able to go. I think there was some scheduling mistakes and things, and people just didn't know when it was happening and things. For some reason, it never was wrong on my calendar. The only thing, it did take you to the old Burger King versus their facility. What's that?
Feast box, yeah.
Was that really a thing ever? That didn't last. That lasted 6 months. Okay, but yeah, so it's over by Lehigh Bakery. They're great young dentists, super excited to be here in the community. They'll be reaching out. They want to get really involved and be involved with the community. Hopefully the chamber got you photos and things they were supposed to. If not, if you can reach out and get those photos. It was a great ribbon cutting. They were all of the workers were dressed in pink to support cancer awareness, and it was just really neat ribbon cutting. So just wanted to bring that up.
Okay. Councilman Wilden?
The state session's about up, which is a good thing. Mark has spent a significant amount of hours on this the last, 6 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever?
It's 45 days long, but it feels like a year.
Right. It's been a long time. Mark's been very heavily involved in a lot of things that could have been significantly detrimental to the city and the residents here. So, I mean, I just show up to vote aye and do what Mark tells me to. No, I'm kidding. I know, like he voted the wrong way. He was on Zoom and he almost ruined the whole vote, but I think it still passed 60-40 or something like that in spite of Karn's vote. So anyway, Mark, I appreciate the work that you do up there, and he is integral to the league. I think we don't hold a leadership position officially, but Mark's obviously a big leader there, so.
Okay. Councilman Karn?
Yes, I think most of us, except for Councilmember Wilden, were able to attend the Valley Crossroads Chamber Ball, which was really cool. It's the second time they've done it. It's an annual event, and as a city, we were joining the Valley Crossroads Chamber, and I think it was great. We recognized a couple businesses in our city through different awards, and it was Harris Orthodontics, correct?
Correct.
That received the Mayor Choice Award. just calling them out because
Award is the donuts, the daylight donuts.
Daylight Donuts received an award, R&R Tactical received an award. But, Harris as the Mayor's Choice Award, I just heard tonight that they're, again, a high-level sponsor for our city events this year, and really appreciate the businesses that give back. So I thought that was great.
Yeah. No, I think as the city joins the chamber, we're staying with both chambers, Point of the Mountain Chamber and the new Valley Crossroads Chamber. They almost serve two different groups, startup businesses that are looking for incubator and little things to get going. That's really kind of their focus, and the Point of the Mountain Chamber has done a great job to help us with our larger businesses as the community grows. And a lot of our businesses are members of both. We kind of sit right in the middle, so it was kind of fitting that we support both to support the businesses in our community and the businesses that give back to the community like Harris Orthodontics and others who over the years have constantly been involved to help build the city. So, perfect. If there's no other reports, Mark, administration?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. As was indicated earlier, the session's coming to a close up with the legislature. Today is the last day where either the House or the Senate can pass bills out of their own body, and then that then kicks it into the other calendars. Now the rest of the session will be working on the House working on Senate bills and the Senate working on House bills. And so quite a bit going on. We had Karen Peterson up in Bluffdale was running a bill that was to help local cities be able to charge the transportation utility fee that we've talked about as a council in the past. There was a House vote just a short time ago where we were opposed to a hostile amendment that was being proposed to this. Councilmember Karn sent some emails and texts to the House and Senate leadership and things of that we work with. And I'm happy to announce that the hostile amendment was shot down on the bill in kind of a very surprise epic beatdown. And
The bill passed, but not the previous version?
passed but not amended. And the amendment would have basically duplicated Senate Bill 310, which was being grammar, which included some tax exempt carve-outs and things of that nature. What's that? Sorry, fee exemption, sorry, it's not tax, it's a fee. But anyway, that just happened here probably within the last hour. I'm pretty pleased with that. There's over 200 bills that the league is monitoring and that we've been working on this session. We've had some things that were aimed close to home, and we've been able to get some very friendly changes to the legislation. So I think it's been generally a very successful year in many regards. There are still some very big bills that are coming through, and we hope that they do not get amended adversely, but the league has done a great job representing the city, and we are very appreciative of their hard work. It's been a daunting year, and pretty excited about some of the things that we've been able to see happen this year.
Perfect. Councilman Wilden and Councilman Karn both have questions, Mark, or comments?
That wasn't a question per se, but I would say our state representatives, our local ones, have been really responsive, but specifically Senator Baldery, at least in my interactions, has been very supportive of like keeping city rights at city rights level. So.
And to that end, Jefferson Moss was running House Bill 444, data privacy amendments, and we had some concerns. And he was very supportive of getting some of those concerns addressed. And so it was a bill that was passed last year. This is kind of a cleanup bill, which gives us a little bit more flexibility. And we're going to be implementing some of those things. But he's also been very, very helpful for us, and we appreciate his assistance with that.
My question, so 337 is a bill that's picked up steam on our local social media pages, not by us, but by residents. Did that sub drop today?
Senate Bill 337, I don't know if the second sub has dropped. We'll check.
Okay,
That's
I'll
one
look
that's
at-
pretty critical. And just kind of, in just a kind of a quick theoretical discussion, Senate Bill 337 is taking a lot of the economic development activities that the state is doing, whether it's the inland ports, whether it's the MIDAs, whether it's the Lake Authority, whatever. They've created all these like kind of independent governments because of this, like, for example, the Point of the Mountain development, things of that nature. And so 337 is basically creating a beehive board that would be somewhat an umbrella organization that then all of those agencies would then be coordinating their efforts. There's been some criticism and some concern that the economic development activities of the state are just not coordinated, and so this will pull them all under. There are some things that would be very concerning to us. For example, when the bill first came out, it would not allow us to have local control. This entity could come in and basically take over development activities, and so the league.
Taxing.
Yes, and one of the lines that I particularly love is basically it requires that all cities and towns and governments participate and cooperate with the fullest extent possible and provide all resources that are reasonably necessary for the state's development activities to go forward, even if we are philosophically opposed to it. And so there was this overreaching language. That bill dropped, I think, last Wednesday. The league held a special meeting on Thursday for legislative policy. That's the first time that they've done that since 1999. And I've been attending all of these years. So that was very monumental that they held this special meeting, and it was specifically to go over this bill. The governor has been really supportive, and we're being told that there's some very favorable that would make it a much better bill for us. But one of the critical elements is instead of us being drug into it and us not having the ability, it's supposedly going to be amended to allow us to opt in. And that, the substitute bill is out, okay. We have not had a chance to digest that this afternoon, but essentially, if all of the changes are coming, we feel like it's probably something we can get behind. We don't love all of those entities, let's be real. We don't like the state getting involved with local development, but we do realize there are some state function and project areas that make sense for the state to be involved. We don't want to see a proliferation of like Point of the Mountain. We feel like those should be left to the local entities, but at times, if partnerships should come up and the council were to choose to participate in those, we think that that would be something, be a benefit and an option for us to consider. But an entity that could come in and take tax increment away and use it in this project area or wherever they wanted to send it in the state, we felt like that was probably a local overreach. And we had some concerns about that, but we're told that those changes should be putting that back into our control. Anyway, lots of other bills. We don't have time for all of them, but thank you very much for your time.
Do we have a need for closed session?
We do not.
Okay, that is great news. Okay, I will entertain a motion on the consent items.
Move to approve consent items as stated on the agenda.
I have a first from Councilman Carn,
Second.
second Councilman Wadman. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Public hearing, we have the budget amendments for fiscal year 2024, 2025, Resolution R25-13.
Evening, Mayor and Council. This is the fifth budget amendment for this fiscal year. A few items of note. Most of the items in this are adjusting vehicle maintenance lines for all the departments. As you're well aware, we had that hailstorm last fall, and so we got an insurance payout to repair all the vehicles that were damaged in that hailstorm, so we're making adjustments to accommodate for that right now. Other changes are some changes in the Justice Court and an adjustment to the Bluffdale contract for moving a few part-timers to full-time. Any questions for staff at this time?
Nope, then I'll entertain them. Oh, it's public hearing. This is a public hearing. Please limit comments to 3 minutes. Please avoid repetitive comments. Please be respectful in your comments. State your name and address for the record. That goes for all the public hearings coming up. Anybody here for public hearing item 1, budget amendments? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion from the council.
I move that we approve public hearing item 1 as listed on today's agenda.
I have a first from Councilman McComber,
Second.
second from Councilman Wilden. Any further discussion? Wadman?
Aye.
Carn?
Aye.
Wilden?
Aye.
Barton?
Aye.
McComber?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. We have the amended drinking and secondary water impact fees facilities plan and impact fee analysis.
Jeremy?
All right. Mayor and council, as we do somewhat routinely, we update our impact fee analysis to reflect our most accurate understanding of development patterns, needs, construction prices. This is probably the smallest change I've seen in the last 10 years. It's a 1% increase.
And there was actually some.
a little more than 1% increase on both the drinking water and the secondary. If you look at the breakdown, there were some increases in some categories, some decreases in other categories, and the net result was about a 1% increase. So it's like, I think it's about $20 per home on the drinking water and about $100 per home on the secondary water irrigation.
Okay. Any questions from the council? If not, it is a public hearing following the same rules as before. Is anybody here for comment on the amended drinking and secondary water? Okay. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion from the council.
I'll move that we approve public hearing item number 2 as stated on the agenda.
I have a first from Councilman Wilden,
Second.
second from Councilwoman Barton. Any further discussion? Barton?
Aye.
McComber?
Aye.
Carn?
Aye.
Wilden?
Aye.
Wadman?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. We have public hearing item 3, authorizing a loan from the State Infrastructure Bank for various roadway projects.
Mayor and council, as we talked about at our off-site work session, when we went over the budget and we were discussing capital projects, this is a loan application that we're making with the state, requesting funds that we can use to help build some of the critical road projects that you've identified as critical benefits for the community. Some of those road projects could include the Mountain View corridor from Pony Express to SR 73 widening, as well as adjusting that intersection at 400 North and putting a traffic signal on that. It would increase it essentially to 4 lanes of traffic with center turn lanes and things nature. That's become a project that's become available to us because of UDOT's being able to acquire some of the critical right-of-way. We are still doing some right-of-way acquisition along that, but we are excited. That should be something that should help really ease some of the traffic congestion here in the city. We've also, that won't use all of the funding. We've requested $11 million. About $5 million of it is available now, and then the rest of that should become available by hopefully the end of this year. And so again, if we're approved by the state approving body, that money would then get transferred to us. But any money that we get that's beyond that first 800 West project, we're getting ready to put that one out to bid. We would then be able to spend on, say, the Pony Express widening project or any of the other road projects that we've identified here in the city. Not to mention, and just it's part of the budget that we're going to be talking about a little bit, this budget anticipates some very aggressive road projects. In addition to this, that we would be funding with other resources within the city. We would be doing, looking to do some reimbursement agreements with the county so that we could build projects using some of the MAG funding that we're going to get in future years, and then we could get reimbursed for that in future years as well. But a very aggressive road project schedule, and I believe Ann has put some of that information out to the public, but this is just a piece of the funding, towards your vision of us getting much more aggressive on some of these road projects.
Okay. Any comments from the council?
I have a question. So the application to the state, is it detailed to lock us into what we're doing, or is it?
We've identified several road projects, more than what the funding would cover. And so again, as our projects line up, we'll just be using that.
And then as that revenue source comes in, I'm assuming it doesn't go right back out the next day. Do we have a similar model that we had for City Hall where that is invested short-term and?
Yep. Yeah, and so like, for example, we anticipate that Mountain View project, that's probably one of the bigger ones here. We would be putting that out to the bid within the next couple of months. They probably wouldn't approve this until later this month. And so then we would get funding possibly by the end of this month or the start of next month. And then we would then have that and we'd be able to expend those funds, towards the project costs and things like
That
that.
was my last question, is how long does this application process take?
I believe, Jeremy, do you remember the day where the commission meets to approve this? I think it's like the 20s. Yeah, I was going to say the 28th, so it's.
So when we put this out to bid, anticipating approval, when we put that out to bid, do we have an immediate start date?
We got cash in hand and we're ready to
And
roll.
we're telling these guys, here's the bid, be ready to go.
Yeah, and like, for example, that project, obviously, it's not been bid yet, but our hope would be that that project finished before school starts next year. That's going to be tricky.
It's aggressive.
It is aggressive, but we're going to try and be as aggressive as we can.
And then you mentioned that UDOT is doing the land acquisition now? Is
UDOT
the-
has completed their land acquisition. We still need to acquire some land from one property owner.
Is the property owner in a position to
Yes,
go through that process now?
yes.
Okay.
Well, either through a,
One way or the other?
yes, one way or the other. The question is whether we can use corridor preservation funds for it or whether we'll
Right.
have to use project funds for it. And either way, we want to get that project going.
Okay,
Okay,
but they're willing.
perfect.
Yes.
Councilman McComber?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was on the record that as we get funds from other funding sources like MAG and others, we can be paying back even this loan to the state. And we have it, it's a 15-year loan, so it's a shorter loan than traditional bonds and things, which are much longer. And the interest rate is extremely favorable, and I wanted that on the record as well, because it's a government agency, the state is set up to help cities for this exact purpose, so that we can help with the road impacts and not just be depending on UDOT all the time to do all of the work. And I also want on the record that I'm very appreciative that all of the money that the state has been investing in Northwest Utah County. It is extremely favorable for us and for the communities of Eagle Mountain, Saratoga Springs, and West Lehigh. And they've really taken it seriously, and so just wanted to make sure I did a shout out for that as well. She's not even here anymore. I was trying to be kind.
So on that, to your point, Michael, we can actually use road impact fees to help reimburse this because this is a capacity expanding project. So again, future development and new development will be helping to help pay for those roads as well. So
Which they should,
exactly.
because they're benefiting from it, yeah. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilwoman Barton?
I just want to give a big shout out to like Jeremy and Tamark and Owen and you guys because I swear they're always finding a new way to make things work. And that's not always easy, but I swear every other week Jeremy found a new grant or a new something to apply for to make sure that we're getting what we need for our city. So big shout out to you guys. So thank you. And also for this, just because I think one of our goals, obviously, as it should be, as a council, is roads and to be aggressive this year. So that this will make that possible. And I appreciate it. So thank you for making that work.
Thank you.
Okay. Councilman Wilden?
I'm sure we talked about this before, but I don't remember. So the UDOT loan, it's not encumbering sales tax or property tax, it's just totally uncollateral or unsecured?
Yep.
Is that how it works? And then I would presume their loan provisions don't prohibit any prepayment or anything like that since it's not.
No, and it's a
public.
revolving loan fund that they.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's very favorable for us to be flexible and we have the whole length of time to pay it. But if impact fees came in and we wanted to, pay that back, we certainly could. It's a good interest rate, and as we look at some of our other projects, we've got, I think, what was it, Jeremy, $41 million worth of projects that we're going to try and accomplish over the next
That grew by
3 or
2
4
million.
years. What's that?
I thought it was 39, that grew by 2 million.
It was 50 million. But then we have existing MAG money. So I think we had, if you look at all the different monies, I think we had something like 20 million or 18 million in MAG money. So the net missing funding source is like 32 million or something like that.
He's got a better grip on it.
Councilman Wadman?
So I think the public has spoken several times, at least I've heard it once or twice, about roads and infrastructure. We hear you. Here it comes. I think that's.
Don't complain with all the.
Exactly. So I think this is the tip of the
Think of it,
iceberg.
but it's coming, yeah.
But
Be crazy.
I think the council, the staff, I think we've taken that all under consideration. And obviously, we've met with each other, and I think we've heard, like I said, we heard the people, and now we're moving forward with roads and stuff. So I'm excited about it.
I did want to add, we've actually, knowing that the canal is a critical path on the intersection of Evans Lane and part of the Mountain View Corridor widening, that one's already bid, so that one may start like immediately. To get the canal widened so that doesn't, because once the water goes in the canal, then they don't want you to touch it till.
Right.
So that'll be done first really quickly.
It's right on 400 North.
Perfect.
When does the water start? April 15th?
Generally, April 15th.
Okay.
Canal companies do have some discretion
Yeah.
if the weather, usually it's never earlier, but
Yeah.
if it's really wet, sometimes they've delayed.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. This is a public hearing. All the prior rules for the public hearing apply. Is anybody here for comment on the authorizing of a loan from the State Infrastructure Bank? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
I'll move that we approve public hearing item 1 as stated.
Three.
I know, I was getting there. 1, but not now. I meant 3. There's no good way to move into that. Yes, public hearing item 3 as stated on the agenda.
I have a first from Councilman Wilden,
Second.
second Councilman Wadman. Any further discussion? McComber?
Aye.
Wadman?
Aye.
Wilden?
Aye.
Barton?
Aye.
Carn?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Business items, impact fee reimbursement agreement for Westport Business Park LLC. You keep turning your mic off, Jeremy.
Because apparently I'm covering for myself. So I am a little blank here, but yes, this would be an upsize or a system improvement that this developer has agreed to do beyond the needs of their development or in support of what's in our adopted IFFPs. And so this would be a agreement so that they could use impact fee credits to get reimbursed for that infrastructure that they're providing.
And I did read the packet. Yeah.
Right at the corner of Harvest Hills, correct?
Oh, okay, I do know. This is the signal improvements then.
On the east side of Harvest Hills.
Okay, I do know this one then. This is for the signal, I think.
This is the signal.
So they're doing a four-way, they're changing that, I think it's a three-way, they're making it a four-way. There are some improvements on the west side of the road that UDOT is requiring to line everything up. And of course, that's not even their project, it's across the street. So this would be the additional work to get everything lined up.
And
There's
this is about
nothing in this that-
$122,000, which would be transportation impact fee eligible reimbursement. And because of the development there, they'll likely be able to utilize those credits for those projects.
Yeah, and there was nothing in the packet that caught my eye. I mean, I've seen these quite a bit, and it looks straightforward.
It's commercial, which typically have fairly robust, because they generate most of the traffic, and so they probably should be able to use these no problem
Okay,
within that project.
perfect. I will entertain a motion.
I move to approve the attached resolution for the cities to enter into reimbursement agreement with Westport Business Park LLC, a Utah LLC for system improvements being installed with subject development with all the findings and conditions as stated. Did I say that right?
Yep. We have a
Second.
first from Councilman Wadman, second from Councilman Carn. Any further discussion?
Since you read it out, I think you have to mention the specific resolution.
R2514.
R25
Dash 4.
Dash 14.
-14, R25-14.
Amended second.
Okay, amended first, amended second. Any further discussion? Councilwoman Barton?
Aye.
McComber?
Aye.
Wilden?
Aye.
Carn?
Aye.
Wadman?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. We have the site plan for the Lynn-Rose Dental on Lot 8 of the Harvest Point Commercial Plat.
Applicant forward. Corey Middleton is here representing the applicant on this project. As stated, this is a site plan for a dental office located at 2177 North Hillcrest Road. The property in question is zoned regional commercial. Two items on this one that were noted as conditions in the staff report and were added to the conditions of approval. Them being a separate building permit being required for the retaining walls associated with this project, and then separate permits being required for the signage shown on this project. Otherwise, as shown, it is fully compliant with code. This item was presented to the Planning Commission at their meeting last week on Thursday. They did vote unanimously 5-0 to recommend approval for this project. Otherwise, I'm available for any questions that you may have, as is our applicant.
As the applicant, do you have anything you want to add before the council starts asking questions, or?
No, Corey Middleton, 7585 South Union Park Ave, Midvale.
Okay.
Anyway, no, we don't have anything to add.
Okay, Councilman McComber?
I just really appreciate the thoroughness of the packet. I did check some of my things that I'm most concerned with, and all of those things comply. There's every council member has their thing that is important to them. I thought the building was actually quite unique. It feels sort of like schoolhouse, old school feel. Like I liked it. It just seemed fun. And I appreciate the retaining walls to create a nice level without having to go so high and bring in a bunch of dirt. So I really do appreciate that because we've had a lot of, I don't know if dirt just got really cheap or something, but everyone's trying to raise all of their facilities up really high so that they can be these like Taj Mahals. And I just appreciate you doing the retaining wall because it's keeping your building in a good natural elevation. And so I just wanted to point that out on the record that you're doing your part to help keep the aesthetic of the city nice, and I really appreciate it, and welcome to the city.
Okay. There's no other comments. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve business item 2 as listed on today's agenda with any staff findings and conditions.
I have a first from Councilman McComber,
Second.
a second from Councilwoman Barton. Any further discussion? Wadman?
Aye.
Wilden?
Aye.
Barton?
Aye.
Karn?
Aye.
Comber?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being kind, I noticed.
Took longer to sit here through the other stuff.
But good luck.
Okay, business item 3, tentative summary of budget requests for fiscal year 2025, 2026.
Okay, it's that time of year again. This is for the upcoming budget year. This is just a preliminary informational, just get a list of the budget requests from various departments out. City administration started meeting with various departments back in November, December. Departments started compiling their requests and reaching out to HR and Fleet to get their data back in October. So it's been a long time coming. As part of the report, we have 3 different items. A summary of the balanced budget, just showing the breakdown of types of expenses and the different funds. Another summary showing basically the different operational departments like admin or HR and how those expenses have changed over the last few years. And then the big one is just a summary of all the different budget requests and city administration's recommendations to council on that point. Right now, no action needs to be taken at this point. This is just to present the information to council and the mayor. Hopefully, in the next few meetings, we'll be presenting more information to you guys. We'll be doing the tentative budget and the final budget, hopefully in the next couple meetings. Just one thing in there, you guys might have noticed, like, there's a lot of changes this year. That's because we're opening the new city hall / library, and we're going to have to, city administration has determined that we're going to have to increase staffing to staff the library, and also allows us to increase staffing that have been needed for a while now. So, any questions for staff at this time?
I just wanted to say I had a chance to sit with fire and with Public Works, and I know everybody else had different departments they were assigned to. I want to say thank you, Mark. Thank you to the department heads, because this year there weren't a lot of surprises. There were some big asks, to your point, but it's growth we've planned for multiple years. It's growth that was expected. So when those things happened, it was like, oh, that makes sense. Or with the case of Public Works, as you dive into that one, it's trucks that are going to save us money, keep the city going. We're finally to the point we can take that step to that next level. And so I appreciate it, like I said, to staff and the department heads. There weren't really any aha gotchas in the ones I've sat in. It's over the last 18 months, they've been, hey, we're going to have to do this. This is coming. So that was great this year. Thank you. Councilman McComber.
I just have a quick question. It just caught my eye, and I'm just looking for some clarification on the administration. The pay plan, it has it as negative 921,000?
So that is because this year, staff's recommending that we split admin 3 different ways into 3 different departments. And so since the HR staff and the facilities maintenance staff are going to be in their own departments, they're no longer going to be charged to the admin departments. That's why you're seeing that decrease there.
So that's decreasing out to breaking it onto the new.
Yeah. So if you add up HR and facilities, those department lines in there, it should add up total.
If we can just maybe, like on some of these other ones, it says like consolidate vehicle maintenance and fleet. It's just a little, where everything else says pay plan. Maybe we can say pay plan redistribution or something.
Okay.
So that it's just a little bit clearer. I mean, it is a public document in case someone sees that and they're like, who are you firing? we're like laying off half of the administration. I know that wasn't the case, but that just stood out to me. But then I also, to echo the mayor, I was pleased as I went through. I hate to say it, I don't like seeing lots of no's, but the no's that were there I felt were very appropriate. And a lot of times, no doesn't mean no never, it just means no, not this year. And then as we go forward, just to echo Council Member Wilden's request, if we can be looking at the percent difference and get those different data points that he talked about as we're getting into approving the tentative budget and approving the final budget. I would like to see the budget change. And
So that's actually in one of the items that we attached in here. It shows the various departments. Just,
in there? I didn't see it. Is it at the very end or?
it's the one that's like orange and white. At least I have it pulled up right here.
Oh, it was at the very end. Okay.
Yeah,
Orange and white and blue and green?
yeah, just all the colors of the rainbow.
Yeah.
And again, we've got many more meetings, so go ahead and take a look at that, digest that. If you have specific questions, reach out to us, and we'd be happy to spend whatever time you'd like to go through that. One thing that I think is kind of an interesting thing, and it's something that we've been very proud of in years past, when we get to the final budget adoption, Spencer will then take all of the spreadsheet work and we'll translate it into a document that we kind of make, we use a lot more text to try and explain why the changes are happening, what's going on. And so right now, we're still in kind of that spreadsheet phase of it, but we will definitely have a very meaningful textual conversation and description for that as we get further into the budget process.
So what I'm looking right now, we're looking at a 10% increase in budget. Is that correct? From our operating budget?
Approximately, depending on department, of course.
But overall, the total
Yeah.
general fund is a 10%. And honestly, with the amount of growth, to your point, Mayor, and others, that is very conservative. We've had bigger percentages in the years past, which you can see here on this public document. And I also, to credit senior leadership in the organization, requests were 12%, and then being conservative, we were able to find 2% that aren't being recommended. Again, all great things to see from a community that prides themselves in
And I
conservativeness.
think to your point, the no's don't mean no forever, but it puts it on the radar. We've got staffing, we've got growth, and
So then we don't see big surprises in the future.
yeah, because we've seen it saying, hey, this is out here, we need to increase staffing and that. I appreciate the department head speaking up and saying that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, with that, we will adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
So I do have a total, I'm not sure who